Hey, how's it going everyone? WTFSexyHeadphones here. Happy Mondays to all of you guys. So not too much to say this week. I don't have a lot going on right now. I'm still trying to get Murdered Soul Suspect to work. I don't know why. I played it like one day and it's like, yay, I'm working. And then I played another day and it's like, I don't know how to start up anymore. So I'm still trying to get that to work. And I just uninstalled it and I've been reinstalling it. I verified the game cache and that didn't show any problems. Normally that's how I always try and fix everything, is like, oh, it's not working, let's verify the game cache and it will fix all problems. And it didn't, and I'm like, it still doesn't see there's a problem even though it doesn't start up at all. So I uninstalled it, currently reinstalling it as we speak, gonna test it after this, and if it works, I shall bring you some Murdered tomorrow, since I gave you guys a lot of Thief and Stalker this week. So I'll bring you Murdered tomorrow, followed by the Stalker, and then some more Thief. So hopefully we get it to work, because I'm enjoying that game a lot. If you guys haven't checked out my Let's Play of Murdered Soul Suspect, please check it out. I think it's a fun game. Hopefully it's entertaining enough for you guys too, so check it out, try and like it, see what it's all about. It's pretty exciting. It's about this detective who ended up dying and is trying to solve his own murder as a ghost and possessing people and all these other things. It's pretty neat. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think I love change. I love the change of pace of things. Like you know how I've been playing Thief as well. I've been doing a lot of Stalker and I play like a lot of first-person shooters. Like I was doing Metro and things to that extent. So I always find it so much fun to get a good change of pace and play something like Thief, which I get to attempt to be stealthy at, and I try not to kill people, which actually I don't really think I ever do kill people unless I drop like a chandelier on them. And then Murder's actually pretty cool. It's again not really any fighting, but you can like exorcise demons and stuff. I've exorcised the demons and ye. It's pretty thrilling. So I possessed a cat once and that was cool. I used it to get places I wanted to be, because there's weird little demon bubble infections all around and I had to get past them, so I used a cat. Anyway, so check those other Let's Plays out. I know a lot of you guys are huge Stalker fans. That's what you guys are here for. But try and check them out. And also, that being said, I heard that there's a handful of new mods released for Stalker. I haven't got too much info on them, but maybe next week I will have some more info on them for you. But I remember seeing, and for the life of me, I feel like a fool because I don't even remember the titles. I glanced at them really quickly and I put them on my tracker on my mod BD page thing, and I'll try and get that info to you guys next week. I haven't looked into it yet, but just earlier today I noticed that there has been an announcement of some new mods coming out, dates to be determined, and we'll try and keep track of that because we all love Stalker and we all love mods. And of course, as I said, like I've just heard of them and I think they were both pretty much just around announced. I gotta still look into my info a little bit. But that would be pretty neat. We sadly probably won't be able to play them for a really long time, unless they've been working on them for a really long time. But something new to keep track of, and us Stalker fans all love new mods, so I'll try and get some info for you guys on that next week. Perhaps the next Monday. We shall see. I'm not really sure. Okay, so fact, story time, whatever we want to call it these days. So last week I showed you guys a giant box of shit that I was going through, all the random crap that was in there. And I found this and I forgot to read it to you guys. I think I kept this just so I can remember the stupidity of the end of this conversation. And I'm gonna throw it away now, but I wanted to share this with you guys because it's a lovely, enlightening little tale of someone who just is really, at the end of it, rather stupid, and I realized how mean I can be. I'm normally not mean. I'm normally not awful in this sense, but I think this kid had a history of kind of irritating the fuck out of me. And by that I mean like one time we were in the library sitting next to each other and he kept grabbing my hand and pulling it on their table to hold my hand, and I kept pulling my hand away, and this is in high school. It's like, what the fuck? And then so I turned my back like away from him, and then he just grabs me by the waist and like yanks me up against him, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? We're like in the library and I'm trying to pull away from you. I'm like, why are you touching me? Anyway, so this guy had a history of annoying the crap out of me, so I guess I was rather really mean and not very, I was pretty much like a rock. I wasn't very movable. So we're in the library and we had a very Nazi librarian who did not like talking. So he wrote me like one of these notes where you go back and forth and keep passing it. And he's like, so do you have a boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to skip some things because some of it's not really necessary. And I'm like, no, not really. And he's like, do you still not like me in that way? Which I've told him multiple times I did not. And I'm like, how can you expect me to when I'm never around you? I don't know. Do you like me? Sighs, why do you care so much? Because I do. Me, that's a stupid reason. Person, there's more to it. Is that so? And then they go on about blah, 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 blah. That part's not really important. Da-da. Da-da. Oh yeah, and then I asked, I'm like, but why? How can you like someone that you don't know nothing about? Because me, whenever I was into someone, I normally knew them pretty well. I didn't just find someone who was like, hey, I like you. So I questioned this guy a lot, and I'm like, he's like, I know some things about you, like you like anime, plus I can learn things about you if you give me a chance. And I write back, I don't see a reason to. There's not much of a point in dating someone you don't know. I'm barely around you. And he's like, we can hang out more often. And he's like I said, we can talk to each other about ourselves. I'm like, well, what is it you want to know about me? And he writes anything and everything. And I'm like, well, that doesn't really leave me on much of a starting point. And he's like, okay, what is it you want to know about me? To which I reply, nothing really. And he's like, I see. Are we going out now? To which I write no, and he says, okay. So I want to share that with you because I found that in my box of things, forgot to share that with you, and I thought it was amusing because I realized how much of an ass I was that day, but also how kind of stupid. How can, like, I was not being nice at all, as we can clearly tell, because this kid kind of annoyed the shit out of me all the time, and it was like, would not listen to what I said. And then at the end of all of it, at the end of all that shutdown and all this wall I'm putting up, I get a whole lot of, so are we going out now? And I'm like, what high school, you guys? Do you guys have any interesting stories from high school? Any great moments of stupidity either on your side or on someone else's side? Please tell me in the comments down below. I'd love to know if you guys had any really exuberant moments of crazy amounts of stupidity, or if someone was kind of that awkwardly persistent and kind of dumb as well that they kind of can't take a hint. So please share your stories with me, or if maybe you were just like horribly shut someone down like I did. I feel kind of bad about it, but I'm remembering this dude, and I think he got suspended for like holding up scissors to someone's neck and like threatening to kill them, so I don't feel that bad about it, quite frankly. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go try some murder. Hopefully it works so we can go be Rowan and solve murders and shit and get clues, because that's exciting. And I will hopefully see you guys in some murder tomorrow. If not, I'll jump right to Stalker because I know how much you guys love it. And I'll give you guys some Stalker. And speaking of Stalker, before I go, you know what, let's just address that I am extremely scatterbrained, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know by now. But I mean, there's just times where like I can't believe how retarded I am. And I will admit it, because we got the mission to bring the supplies to the duty people in Rostok or whatever that place is called. I'm not sure, sorry, I don't know Russian Ukrainian. But anyway, and I didn't realize that I ate half the supplies. You guys who probably already seen this, if you guys haven't seen this yet, I saw like 10 cans of corn, and I'm like, where the fuck did I get all this corn? I'm like, this corn has put me overweight. How am I gonna run all the way over there? So when I want to get rid of stuff, like if it's something that I don't like, I'll drop it. Or if it's a food item, I'm like, oh, I'll just eat a bunch of it until I'm underweight so I don't have to worry about my stamina. And I ended up eating 8 out of the 10 cans of corn that I was supposed to apparently bring to the duty people. And it wasn't till, and I didn't even realize it until one of you guys, like, I saw a bunch of comments about corn, and I'm like, why are you guys all obsessed with corn? It's just canned corn. What is going on here? And then I realized, like, 24 hours later what happened, and that I ate their supplies. I think my downfall was I didn't pay attention to what he gave me. So I'm like, oh cool, I got their supplies, and then I didn't pay attention to what their supplies was. I was just like, yeah, okay, sweet, and I'm like, I feel like if I would have read it, I would have been like, oh, this is for them, but instead I'm like, when did I pick up all this corn? I'm like, I don't want this corn, and then so I ate it. There's 2 cans left. I'm not sure if they'll accept it or not. It hasn't told me I failed the mission, so I either have to go get more corn, or I don't really know. And then apparently I'm not supposed to use my gas mask. Yes, I used my gas mask instantly when I got it because I'm like, oh, we'll put it on. And I didn't see a timer. You guys said that they last around 3 minutes, but I don't see anything anywhere saying that I'm using it. So until I go to this green moldy building of doom, I'm going to assume that it will kick in when I get there, because I didn't see anything like, oh, your gas mask is being used, or oh, it's dead now. Like, you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes, but I apparently gotta find the other body in some, like, moldy gunk of a building, so we'll see how that goes. For now, though, I'm gonna try and see if I can play Murdered. Catch you guys in maybe that tomorrow, if not Stalker. Bye.
Feel my power!